right, item number 12 is council reports. And we will start with Councilmember Cleveland.
Yes, it's great to be representative at some of these committees. One of them is the North Sac Valley Integrated Regional Water Management Planning Group. Actually, I was involved in that at the county level. And it's basically we discuss issues and projects from the time that water leaves the sky to where it goes in the underground, to where you pull it out, down the rivers, flooding, drought, everything. And it can be very complicated. This last yesterday, we discussed adding new projects from different counties and cities. And we have a couple of them in Sutter County and also from Live Oak that were submitted for consideration. It's not the actual funding, but if it's in the list, the possibility of being supported is there in funding. If it's not on the list, it won't happen. So I thank Yuba City for getting their. I think it was 2 items specifically from Yuba City that were on there. It did get approved, and so we're in the queue for whenever we can get things done in support. So that's fantastic. Also, as you know already, I did attend the GAC this morning at the Chamber of Commerce. Very interesting conversations, and enjoyed that. Then also the Regional Housing Authority. I met. I think it was on the 19th of last month. Last month already, and really too quick. Want to report that there are projects that they are building. One of them is in Live Oak, continuing to build affordable housing up there. It's actually turning out to be a model development for the state of California for small community. And also right now we're in the midst of finishing up the second phase, which is senior affordable housing, which is one of our highest needs in Sutter County as a whole. We're also working with Veterans Administration to get what's called VASH vouchers for the veterans, and that's basically Veterans Administration Services vouchers for affordable housing to help especially some of our returning ones that are going to come back that will be needing at least some housing as they work through some of the issues that they come back with. Let's see, and I will report that the leadership is solid, doing very well after a small shakeup, and it's very financially healthy. All of the projects are now in the black each month. Kingwood's Commons, as Yuba City, has helped a lot with CDBG funding, been refinanced and everything, and it is in the black. The goal of that part of it is there, so definitely headed in a good direction. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Thank you for your report. Councilmember Didville.
Let's see, we had the Yuba Center Transit meeting. We reviewed route changes. One of the concerns was providing service for our senior citizens. One of the routes that they were considering of taking out was going to have a huge impact on the seniors and disabled folks in our community to be able to get to their medical appointments and just to have a social environment, continue to be independent. They're the ones that have been here and we need to support that. So we actually asked them to go ahead and keep that route and reevaluate the plan. Had a LAFCO meeting. That one was really short. We just actually went through the budget and approved the budget. As far as any other meetings, I think those were the only meetings. We had a couple of events that were going on. There was the honoring of Lieutenant Brian Murphy. We had various ceremonies throughout our town to honor him. He was the lieutenant who was shot 15 bullets, saving the lives of folks in the Sikh temple in Wisconsin in 2012. And it was just an honor to be in his presence. It was amazing. He was just full of life and just good person. I just wanted to say, we have lots of upcoming graduation ceremonies this week. Lots of celebrations and congratulations to all of our graduates, families and friends included. And I just want to say, please be safe, have a good time, enjoy the moment, and watch out for each other.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Gill.
Yeah, just a couple of points here. Obviously, like Councilwoman Didball mentioned, Brian Murphy, Lieutenant, was down, and it was nice that 4 of us were able to attend. I was able to spend the whole day with them, toured with them from both the temples, and kind of went with them from one function to the other. And one of the things he talked about, this was his first time to Yuba City, and it was very nice. He mentioned that day as well, and then he had a phone call afterwards, how warm and hospitable this community was. And even though he was thousands of miles away, when he got shot, we were able to call. I was able to chat with the mayor and offer our assistance any which way that we can. And he goes, "What a wonderful family to come to Yuba City." So, very, very warm person to visit there as well. There's going to be a meeting coming up, and this is kind of interesting because it surrounds around with farmers and groundwater. With the farm bureau and some of the farmers, there are certain people, I guess, or certain groups that are looking to restrict the pumping of groundwater from farmers in Sutter County. So that's a new issue that's going to be discussing and putting together some groups and the Farm Bureau and some of the other farmers and key farmers sit down and have a discussion of who, what, when, where, why, and all that kind of percentages. And hopefully, when we were back in Washington, D.C., they said when there's a drought, it's always followed up by heavy rains. So we're hoping that in the wintertime we get these heavy rains, so we're not talking about floods at all. And Sutter Buttes Flood Agency, obviously trying to push to get the work done started in Butte County, a different tribe than it is here in Sutter County. We're very fortunate that we've got a great contractor in this Nordic Industries who's been kind of very, very nice, and we've been pushed back a month and another month and a half. So we still continue to keep our fingers crossed that we can continue to start fixing those levees sooner than later. And then also on June 20th, yours truly will be representing the city of Yuba City. I will be competing basically against the mayor of Marysville, who goes on Friday. This is Dancing with the Stars. I've never danced before, but I'm dancing. So I guess a former mayor versus a current mayor. And so I know that Ricky's throwing out his back right now. So when we started this, I think Jackie's from Dance Studio. She's asked me my age, and I told her I was 29. And she said, "No, really, what's your age? Because I want to make sure your moves are age appropriate." And after 3 back adjustments, I can honestly tell you those moves are not age appropriate. So I will try my best to win the title and bring back this trophy.
Was that the age?
Yeah, 43 is the age.
Yeah.
Bring back the trophy for the city of Yuba City. And I also do want to echo and congratulate all the graduates this year, their parents and their family. What a great time at this point in time for them all. And that is all I've got.
All right. Vice Mayor Buckland.
I just don't know how to top age-appropriate moves. I've seen your moves, and I don't think age is a limiting factor for you. Attended a chamber event for over at Giviki. It was the kickoff of the Memorial Day weekend, and Sodbusters and everything else that went on in our community that weekend. That is becoming known as the no sleep weekend, if you try to catch just half of the events that were in town. Also attended the SACOG board meeting, and of topic was the lively discussion on SB 16, which is the proposed gas and fuel tax increases, excise taxes, things like that. And the discussion was lively enough that the author of Senator Bell sent over staff to listen to what was being said at SACOG, and as a result of the discussion, this was sent back to committee, which we will take up next Monday back at committee level to see if there's any local support for this. It's a little too late to go back in and amend the bill, and it does mean a fairly tremendous increase in our gas and diesel tax for on-road registration fees for each vehicle, and it does attack the zero emission vehicles. They'll have to start paying a fee. But what it does not do is deal with the interstate trucking that can come into our state, pick up fuel out of state, traverse our state for approximately 2,100 miles, do business, never purchase fuel, and exit and have a 68 cent per gallon less diesel damage while they're in the state. So pay nothing to repair the California roads, which this bill is meant entirely for. Again, I'll cut it real short on the transit part. It's a great move, I think, to eliminate the proposal that was on the table to drop a loop route in Yuba City, which would have abandoned the senior center. Attended the cattle drive. Not as advertised, I might say. I was hanging out on the wrong part of Bridge Street, and then had to go down and catch Cotton and the entire group of Longhorns as they came down past the railroad and all the other places. I attended the Budget City last week. Also, just part of that Punjabi American Festival, which was at the fairgrounds over Memorial Day weekend, just another one of those big ones. Last week I was with SACOG, invited down to Breathe, California, to the awards down at Sac State. And one of the cities achieving a top award was Rockland. And I think Yuba City could compete well in this category, not on the basis of what Rockland promoted, and that was adding a couple roundabouts, but there's solar projects with everything being done. So I really would encourage us to really look at what we have and what we're putting out there on renewable energies. Also, towards graduation, congratulations to them all, every school, from the charter schools that are only graduating 8 to the high schools that'll have 300 and less at the public high schools. But to Sutter and to RV, Yuba City, Marysville, Lyndhurst, just make it a great weekend and have a great time with family. And I would only echo, don't consume alcohol, don't drink and drive.
All right, thank you for your reports. All right, try and wrap mine up here. There's been a lot going on over the past couple weeks. I also attended the chamber event and presented a proclamation to Cotton Rosser and to the Givakey family. Attended the rodeo on Saturday, which was a lot of fun. It was fun to see the rodeo clown make a little bit of fun of Jackie Silman and her cell phone, but that was good. Attended a fundraiser for the Twin Rivers Charters Academy. Attended the host breakfast and reception with the California Chamber in Sacramento. Attended the Farm Bureau Appreciation Luncheon. Oh, let's see what else here. The Feather River Air Quality Management District meeting yesterday. The Sutter Abuse Flood Control Agency Finance meeting yesterday with Councilmember Gill. And attended the reception from Brian Murphy on Sunday. And I'd like to thank my other council members who helped fill in over that weekend as I was suffering with bronchitis. And then last Friday we had the State of the City with the chamber breakfast and updated everyone where we're at. And coming up on the 20th, actually I think it's the 17th through the 20th, I'll be attending the U.S. Conference of Mayors in San Francisco on behalf of the city. So with that, without anything else, it's time to adjourn the meeting. Thank you for sticking around.